So, you're a management grad, and you're probably asking yourself the big question. In a business world that's getting more competitive by the day, is an MBA after your BMS still the game changer it's cracked up to be? Well, let's break it down and see if it's the right move for you. Okay, so you did it. You've got your Bachelor of Management Studies degree in hand. First off, congratulations. That is a seriously solid foundation. But now, you're standing at a classic career crossroads, right? Do you jump right into the job market or do you double down on your education? That's a huge decision, especially when we're looking at what the world's going to look like in 2026. Just look at the two paths laid out in front of you. On one side, you have the standard BMS graduate path. It's a steady climb for sure. You're starting in operational roles, learning the day-to-day nuts and bolts of a business. But on the other side, that's not a climb. That's a rocket launch. That's the trajectory an MBA can put you on, fast-tracking you straight into managerial and strategic roles. See, the real difference isn't about where you start. It's about how fast and how high you can go. So let's really frame this. We're calling it the BMS Career Crossroads because that undergraduate degree, it gives you an amazing foundation to build on, no doubt. But for a lot of people, it can also lead to hitting a career ceiling way sooner than you'd expect. First things first, let's make sure we're all on the same page. A BMS is that 3-year program where you get a deep dive into the fundamentals. You learn how a business actually runs, how all the processes connect. It's the core knowledge that gets your foot in the door. And then you have the MBA. This is not about the fundamentals. This is about leveling up. This is where you get those advanced skills in things like finance, high-level strategy, and most importantly, leadership. An MBA isn't just designed to get you a better job. It's designed to open up entirely new career paths you might not have even considered. And this, right here, brings us to the core challenge. As a BMS graduate, you are absolutely employable, but you often start out in these operational, execution-focused roles. The problem is in a super competitive market like the one we expect in 2026, growth in these roles can be painfully slow. You might find yourself hitting that ceiling we talked about. So how do you smash through that ceiling? Well, all the signs point to an MBA being a powerful career accelerator. And it really boils down to 3 key reasons: making the leap into leadership, mastering a specific niche, and, of course, the tangible payoffs. Let's dig into each one. First up, the leadership leap. Now, this is probably the single biggest shift an MBA gives you. It's about moving from just executing tasks to actually shaping the strategy behind them. Think about it. It's the difference between doing the work and deciding what work needs to get done. That's a huge step up. See, an MBA program is built from the ground up to forge these skills. You're not just reading from a textbook, you're thrown into intense case studies, tough team projects, and leadership simulations that mimic real-world business problems. It forces you to think like a strategist, to manage a team, to plan for the future. And guess what? Those are the exact skills that companies are desperately looking for when they're hiring for those critical mid-level management jobs. You're not just another resume in the pile, you're a potential leader. And you can see the results right here. Look at these roles: marketing manager, business analyst, strategy consultant. These are not typically entry-level gigs. They demand a strategic mind from day one. An MBA is designed to put these exact opportunities on your radar way earlier in your career. Okay, on to reason number 2, mastering your niche. In a crowded job market, being a generalist is tough. Specialization is what makes you stand out. It's what makes you the go-to expert that companies want to hire. Think of it like this. Your BMS gave you a fantastic, wide-angle, panoramic view of the whole business landscape. It was broad. An MBA, on the other hand, is like getting a powerful zoom lens. It lets you focus in on one specific area, whether that's finance, marketing, or business analytics, and build really deep, practical expertise that companies are willing to pay a premium for. And here are some of the hottest specializations we're seeing for 2026. Whether you're all about digital marketing, you love the world of corporate finance, or you want to dive into data with business analytics, an MBA gives you a structured path to become a genuine expert. This is how you build a career that's truly future-proof. And finally, let's talk about reason number 3, and it's a big one: the tangible payoffs. We're talking about the real, measurable returns you get from this investment. We're talking skills, we're talking network, and yes, we're definitely talking about your salary. And the demand for MBA grads? It is absolutely global. Check out this data from a GMAT survey. That's the organization that runs the big business school entrance exam. It shows just how much demand there is for these skills in major economic hubs all around the world. So this isn't just a local degree. It's a globally recognized credential that can open doors you never thought possible. And that global demand? It translates directly into your earning potential. This slide shows a pretty typical salary range in India, anywhere from 5 lakh up to 25 lakh rupees a year for someone with a BMS who then gets an MBA. That is a significant jump, and it makes a really powerful financial case for making that investment. But this isn't just about a quick salary bump right after you graduate. Look at this data from PayScale. You can see that an MBA is a long-term asset. The largest groups of people with MBAs are in their mid-career and experience stages. What does that tell you? It tells you that this degree continues to add value and pay off for decades. And just for a little more real-world context, this data from that same survey gives us a quick snapshot of the gender landscape for MBA holders right now. Now, while there's still a gap to close, the growing number of women pursuing an MBA really highlights its power as a tool for career advancement and breaking into leadership for everyone. So, after looking at the jump into leadership, the power of specializing, and the very real rewards, what's the final verdict? Well, it seems pretty clear that an MBA really does act as a powerful career accelerator. So let's sum it all up. Here's the bottom line. If your goal is to move beyond those entry-level roles, to become a specialist in a high-demand field, and to seriously boost your earning potential for the long haul, then yes, an MBA is absolutely worth it in 2026. It takes that solid foundation you built with your BMS and turns it into a launchpad for a career in leadership. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. Your BMS degree is your foundation, and it's a strong one. But the real question you have to ask yourself is, what are you going to build on top of it?